Jesus Christ. Literally. No.
Yeah, we might.
Oh, it's the other one.
That one. Cut that one off the shot.
Slick as fuck. Yeah, I actually, I don't have that much in common with Jesus Christ. I mean, I am circumcised, I suppose that's all we've got in common anymore. I used to be religious, not so much. Not any problem with the way the priest dictates, I actually didn't mind that. It was the other stuff they tried to ram down your throat that tended to piss me off a little bit. But I had a threesome recently.
Woo!
Oh yes!
Yes,
A recent threesome with a magician and his assistant. We locked our hands in the Eiffel Tower position. I looked down and his assistant was missing. I looked up, I was holding hands with the assistant. I looked down and the magician had reappeared. I said, this is really weird. And as you all know, that is of course a joke, because comedians never get laid. As someone was saying, it's hard to come on stage and try and express your sensitive side when you're trying to express your weird side. Now, like, with porn, I tend to have, with sex in general, I tend to have a weird side. When other people go for weird porn and they're looking for animal porn, and they're looking for, like, maybe a lady fucking a dog or a lady fucking a horse, I was looking for giraffes deep throating. But then telling people this on stage doesn't help them see that I'm really a sensitive lover. In fact, when I masturbate, I'm even focusing on the pleasure my hand is receiving. But yeah, sex doesn't come too often for stand-up comedians. Drugs come frequently for stand-up comedians. And I'd like to take this moment to reread one of my favourite jokes that was actually inspired by drugs. Please join in if you know it. Today, a young man on acid realised all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness, experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
We live in Britain. The weather's going to be fucking shit. Tomorrow, next week, any fucking day you care to mention. Raining, windy, it's a load of bollocks. Yep. Daryl?
Oh yes, and you may think that we stole that joke from Bill Hicks. Whatever. Those of you that understand it know we wrote that shit together.
Woo!
So that's the sex and the drugs. I suppose it needs a little bit of rock and roll in there, and I mean, rock and roll, just rock in general. The reason why it's called rock music, because the clever messages in there are designed to rock the boat of the general public. And it brings me back to playing rock, paper, scissors when I was younger. Because as we all know, rock fucking wins.
Yeah!
How the fuck is that piece of paper going to destroy this rock? And actually, I know where the rock, paper, scissors thing came from. It was a way of explaining Hinduism to children in a new, fun and exciting way. They tend to believe in the creator, the destructor, and the maintainer. Now you got, the creator is blatantly paper, and destruction would be the scissors of Shiva. And then what you got in the middle is the rock. The solid rock that maintains the balance between all of this shit that we create and all this shit that we destroy. And without that rock, none of us would even be here today. So next time you play rock, paper, scissors with someone, choose rock, because it will win. But you can't choose this rock. You have to choose this rock.
Yeah!
So you guys have had a lot of filth this evening.
Yeah!
And you're
Keep it
still
going!
here. You're my favourite audience. So I'm actually going to give you the chance now. I'm going to take requests. Shout something out, I'll see if I can make it sinister and...
Jimmy Savile! Get naked!
Stephen Hawking's cum face!
Tom Cruise's left testicle!
I didn't manage to catch all of it. I've got so far Jimmy Savile, Tom Cruise's left testicle, Barbie, and Stephen Hawking's cum face.
Yeah!
Crumpets!
And Crumpet. Crumpets. Crumpets. I like to always butter my crumpets with the head of a Barbie that I've just shoved inside of a hooker who decided to use butter as lubricant. So that way you manage to get the beautiful taste of both things sinking into the crumpet. Taken straight from the crumpet.
Hey!
Well, how's about that then?
Hey!
Stephen Hawking's hum face. That is his natural face. This guy, he has understood the inner workings of our universe. And it is so addictive that it is even more addictive than sex, drugs and athletics. It is so addictive that the rest of his body shut down so he could give it his full attention. And that face that he's always pulling is because he's in constant pleasure. That is why he won't let you go down on him plastic coppers, because he's already in constant pleasure.
Hey!
Should I finish up on some paedophile jokes? Love you guys. That rarely ever gets a cheer. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of my set and then I'm going to pull out my friend to do a little dance and we're going to jet, so I hope you enjoy this. So I'm an only child.
Aww.
Always kind of wished I had a sister there. Because, I mean, being molested by mum and dad was a little bit boring. It would have been nice to mix it up a little bit. Especially after watching Cruel Intentions. Only if she was around my age, though. You know, a little bit older, a little bit younger, not too young. Because no one wants to be molested by a baby. Though it does happen, doesn't it? I see this newspaper headline the other day. It said, "Baby rape gang." I thought, these rapists just keep getting younger and younger. What's the world coming to? You can't even walk down the street at night without fear of being attacked by a gang of hooded babies, carrying flick knives, high on baby powder. Them damn crack babies. How long will it be before they turn into crime to pay for their sick habits? Putting up seedy little messages in phone boxes. Horny toddlers in your area. 10-inch baby with a 12-inch dick. Let me hum my first words on your balls. Just taken my first steps and now I can't walk. Or I'll cry down the phone while you shake it to make me stop. Now I know this sounds like harmless fun. But I want you to know every call that you're making to these numbers is funding terrorist baby organisations like the Cribs and the Blubs. So I'm an only child. I almost had a sister. But she came out stillborn. My parents were in such denial they decided to take her home and raise her anyway. I remember coming downstairs in the morning to see my mum breastfeeding a corpse. She was like, "Don't give me that look. It's only natural." I said, "No, natural would be to bury it in the garden." She said, "I wish you wouldn't say such hurtful things about your sister. I mean, how would you feel if something bad happened to her?" I said, "I'm going to school." She said, "Wait, first give your sister a kiss goodbye." I said, "No." She said, "Why not?" I said, "'Cause she stinks." She said, "Well, she probably just needs changing." Hands me the little dead baby and says, "Do you mind doing it while I go off to the toilet?" So I did. I took her outside and changed her for a baby who was still breathing. And I would have gotten away with it too if the baby hadn't been black. See, they don't notice their child's dead, but notice straight away that it has a different skin colour. Fucking racist. But still, at least it was in no danger of being molested by my dad. So it was carrying a flick knife. So I feel it's about time I've lowered the bar enough to show you what I do when the audience are nice, happy folk who roam around their posh areas of Kensington and Kentish Town, and I end up bringing this information to them, which they would have been happy if they had never found out. And then suddenly I have a room full of people feeling incredibly bemused. and I have to try and win them back in order for the rest of the show to go on. I attempt to do this by pulling out my little friend on a wrist that I've recently fucked up.
Too much fisting.
Mr. Penguin. And actually, there is never too much fisting for Mr. Penguin.
Hey!
Mr. Penguin actually started out as a cuddly toy, and then he went to prison for drug dealing. And let's just say penguin flippers aren't good at catching soap. I'm sorry, he didn't want me to mention that bit. He's just... The worst thing about trying to win the audience back with him is he don't talk. So I've got to rely on his dance moves in order to win everyone back over. So you know that dance, the big fish, little fish cardboard box? He has his own version. Big fish, little fish, num num num. Little fish, num num num. Yeah, that's it, you can go away now. Now, you may be feeling a little bit sorry for him, but can you imagine having that as your job? I mean, Jesus Christ, he's the star of the show. All I've got to do is make sure he turns up at the gigs without getting completely wrecked on the way down. It's like a 4-year-old's version of getting to the Greek. And ladies and gentlemen, you've been absolutely fucking amazing. So I guess to end on a happy note, I want to walk off stage after this. I don't expect you to clap and cheer. I don't want your pity. I'm going to finish with a little song. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom. Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow. Everybody needs a bosom. And if everybody had a bosom for a pillow, pillow fights would be awesome.